that our next guest, Mr. Athmaram, the Executive Director at Bank of America, is joining us.
Bank of Maharashtra.
Yeah, what did I say?
America.
Sorry, Bank of Maharashtra is joining us. I'm really sorry. Mr. Athmaram, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, actually, we wanted to get an idea about your exposure to the Amtech Auto stock and the Amtech Group itself. Amtech Auto's, of course, new name is Castex. What is your exposure, and would you worry about its ability to repay, because a joint lender forum is underway, isn't it?
Our exposure to the group is about 1,200 crores, and the joint liability forum is working to resolve the issues. The company is currently passing through some liquidity issues, but I am sure the kind of infra they have built over the years, they should be able to come out of the liquidity problem very soon.
Okay. Mr. Athmaram, what is Bank of Maharashtra's exposure to steel companies? With the renewed fall that we are seeing in Chinese economic data, the expectation is that commodities will take a further nosedive. And today we are seeing, not today, for the past so many months and weeks, we have been seeing steel companies nosedive. What would be your exposure to steel, aluminum?
I don't want to take names, but we do have exposure to some of these sensitive steel companies. But it is not very huge also. It is very manageable. And in all these bigger cases, already JLFs are in position, and since huge exposures are there for all the banks put together, the banking community as such is also trying to work out solutions to help the companies.
Okay. Mr. Athmaram, morning. Just want to get back to the issue about Amtech. You know, at this point in time, it's classified as an SMA-2 account, but is there any worry that it could perhaps, because of the liquidity issues, become an NPA?
Madam, SMA-2, we prefer an account to not to cross the SMA-2 Lakshman Rekha. Generally, any account which is contained at SMA level is fairly good enough. But there are many accounts which do occasionally crop up in SMA-2, but never seriously cause any problem.
Okay.
SMA-2 is, after all, a more serious early warning system, and it itself may not this one, but it's an indicator. There are many accounts where they are continuously under SMA-2, but they have been repaying the debts to the bank.
So Amtech has been repaying the debt, and there's been no problems at this point with the lender, because a joint lender forum has been formed, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Any of the steel companies you have exposure to, Bhushan or Monet, over there?
Yes, we have exposure to Bhushan, we have exposure to Bhushan Power and Steel, both the accounts we have.
Okay. The 525 for both are through?
No, all our consortiums, our share in the consortium in all these big accounts is hardly 5%.
Yeah, but has the refinancing been completed for both these stocks? I mean, should we expect that at least for now they will be paying back?
We'll have to watch and see.
Okay.
It's all, modalities are being worked out, results we'll have to watch and see.
Okay, but in Bhushan Steel, you had to also agree to a higher probably capex money or and working capital loan for the company?
You see, once we have to revive, some additional commitments may have to be taken. But we will go by the JLF discipline. Whatever is our share, that much we will surely take to help the company.
But a JLF decision has been to increase exposure a little bit to enable them to complete the plant, is it?
Exactly figures I don't remember at this stage.
Okay. Overall in the asset quality, Mr. Athmaram, you know, things have gotten worse for Bank of Maharashtra in the quarter gone by. Your gross NPAs are now at almost 7.9%. Do you think things could get worse in the quarters to come? And what about the slippages? Would you expect to see higher amount of slippages compared to the 1,400 crores that you saw in this quarter?
Now the worst is almost over. We will, going forward, September and December should be better. For some of the bad accounts we have provided, almost we have provided, and then now we are working out on recovery strategies. The next 2 quarters, I won't say it will be a cakewalk, but our performance should be much better in, if not September, December and March, it should be much better. And we are taking all steps to contain the further slippages.
Okay.
All out efforts are being made for recovery as well as for containing slippages.
Okay, Mr. Athmaram, I wanted to ask you an industry question. You know, when restructuring was allowed of infrastructure companies 2-3 years ago, bankers were able to tell us, you know, ballpark, if you restructure 100 rupees, maybe 25 rupees becomes NPL. And more or less, that's how it has played out. You know, in some banks 25, some banks 30%, some banks even less has slipped over into NPL. What would you say about the refinanced loans, the ones that are getting, you know, longer terms under the 525 refinancing? Would you say even in that about 25% is in danger of slipping?
If you see, going by the past, around 15 to 20% of restructured accounts are proving to be difficult after a passage of 6 to 12 months. It is no secret. But for the restructured accounts to really come out of the problem, entire economy will have to look up. We cannot look at this as an exception. Only when the economy picks up, I think these accounts also will pick up. We may have to wait for another.
So, no, but that 15-20% is a good. That 15-20% is a good ballpark to work with.
Yes, 15 should be a good ballpark figure.
Okay. Now, finally, I wanted to ask you. You know, we now are seeing these payment bank licenses coming in. Would you expect that some of your savings bank accounts could get poached by the new licensees? What is your total share of savings and current accounts?
See, currently we have a healthy CASA share of about 36-37%. We have patronage both from the household sector as well as some of the government departments. No doubt, once the payment banks come, they will take away a part of the SB business, savings bank business, if not the current business. But we'll have to live with competition, and quite often competition proves in the long run better for the consumer as well as the service provider. So I see, and with all the initiatives the government is taking for popularizing the financial inclusion, maybe more volumes will come through the banking channel once the payment banks come into picture. And industry could gain on the volumes, if not on the...
So just one question. I mean, Maharashtra has been affected, one of the drought-prone areas. Do you expect that this time your agri loans could be under more stress than previous times?
It all depends on the monsoon condition. We have higher branch presence in Maharashtra. So because of certain climatic problems and hailstorms and things like that, in some sectors we have faced difficulties in recovery in the agriculture sector. But I don't see the NPS in agriculture sector would be so predominant to affect the overall performance of the bank.
All right, Mr. Athmaram, we leave it at that. Thank you for joining us.